Buenas a todos. Otro viernes más con el Star Citizen Live. En esta ocasión nos hablan de creando el arte del 890. Así que, dentro vídeo.
Hi everybody, welcome to another episode of Star Citizen Live, game dev creating 890 art assets, or artwork, if I remember correctly. I'm your host, Jared Huckabee, and as Paseo in the Twitch chat says, hooray, another Star Citizen Live about creating art assets. I'm excited too. Joining us on the show this week are two members of our props team from the UK office. We got Corey Bamford and John Carney.
Está hablando de que tiene dos miembros del equipo de Reino Unido encargado de los props, que es la mueblería, los objetitos, todo eso, ¿no? Cajas, historias, ¿no?
Corey, John, how you doing today?
Great, thank you.
Good,
yeah.
Okay. Now, Corey, we talked about this a little before we went live. We think this is your fourth time on Star Citizen Live. You're becoming a Star Citizen Live veteran at this point.
Mm-hmm. I saw a picture of me from the first one, and I look about 10 years younger, and it was like a year ago. It's quite funny.
We all look about 10 years younger about a year ago.
Yeah.
What keeps you coming back, Corey?
I enjoy interacting with our lovely fans, and I also like showing artwork and giving the props team a bit of representation, you know.
Sure. Está diciendo de que es la cuarta vez lo dice Lando, que es la cuarta vez que viene al Star Citizen Live, y dice que sí, que mirando una imagen de hace un año que le pareció que era 10 años más joven, y dice que a todo el mundo le pasa eso, ¿no? Y le pregunta a Jared qué es lo que le motiva, ¿no? para seguir viendo los Star Citizen Live, para estar aquí de vuelta, y dice que es una oportunidad para representar a la escena de los creadores de props y interactuar con los fans de la comunidad, ¿no?
We'll go with that.
Flying the flag.
On his first Star Citizen Live, we got John. John, how you doing, man?
Good, man. I'm with Corey on his fourth time, so I feel like I'm in safe hands.
Yeah.
So hopefully it goes well.
Okay, I thought you were with Corey on his fourth time. This isn't your fourth time. This is your first time you've done anything for us.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
No, I've seen you've done some work.
I did do some work around it. But yeah, first live stream.
How long have you been at the company now?
Just short of 4 months, I think.
Just short of 4 months. And what have you worked on in those 4 months?
Oh, some of the art assets for the 890, fortunately.
Really? You joined up and they threw you right into the 890 jump?
Está comentando que lleva trabajando desde hace 4 meses en el tema de arte de la 890 y que es su primera vez en el Star Citizen Live.
For those of you who watched ISC yesterday, Joel took us through a brief tour of some of the props that were being developed for the 890. The 890, at last count, has 68 rooms inside. It's a big ship. And following a lot of the feedback from the 600i when it went out, we took it upon ourselves as a team to go forward and spend a little extra time, a little extra effort to bring a little more personality and life to the interior of the 890 jump. And so several members of the props team have been on assignment with the ship team. Would that be a good way to put it?
Yeah. It's working in close collaboration. Sort of a mini.
Está hablando de que la gente que diseña props, que le querían dar como personalidad, ¿no? Como cierta personalidad, cierto carisma a la nave, ¿no? Le querían dar pues ese toque, ¿no? Entonces que debido a eso que la gente del props team ha estado trabajando de forma cercana con la gente que hace la nave, ¿no?
Strike team of sorts, making sure it all gets done.
Gotcha. Now, in yesterday's show, we saw some sculptures and other, I think somebody saw a pair of slippers sitting on the ground. Towards the end, we saw paintings, and that's actually going to be the subject of today's show. Let's go take a look at some of the paintings that are already created for the 890 jump, and then after we catch up with some of the stuff that's already been done, we're going to take this episode to go through the process of creating paintings and even potentially create one that will be included in the 890 jump.
Dice que este episodio va a tratar a través de cómo crear las pinturas, de la creación de las pinturas, y de que potencialmente puede que se incluya una de las pinturas que se crean aquí en la 890.
Live here with your guys' input. So let's start with our art review. Let's see what we already got
sure.
going. So,
we kind of wanted a general mishmash of your kind of, I don't want to call it bog standard art, but the more iconic style. So like I wanted like a nice oil painting, a nice kind of geometric painting, like watercolor kind of stuff, like a general mishmash. So I'll just take you through these guys here.
Dice que como que se puede reconocer entiendo, que se puede reconocer como las pinturas como más, las formas de pintura de arte, ¿no? Como más conocidas, que son el óleo, la acuarela y las formas geométricas.
Again, it's with the art for the 890. It was more thinking about the kind of art that the ultra wealthy would want, right?
Yeah, it's sort of like a great Gatsby mansion-esque ship. So when we're creating these art assets, we're envisioning, what would the ultra rich have inside their, party ship.
Bueno, se refiere a que el arte que pensaron, que se imaginaron, pues como la peli esta, la de Grace Gatsby, el gran Gatsby, ¿no? Que es pues rollo lujo ahí por todo, que el pavo se hace fiestas y tal, pues pensaron en tratar de ayudar a elevar a ese estado, ¿no? Tratar de transmitir esa sensación a la gente que suba la 890.
Yeah,
This is what we came up with.
Yeah. So like a lot of it, you can tell it kind of it's fairly derivative of a lot of kind of iconic paintings, especially this guy, and we just kind of wanted to give it that sort of feel of like high art, I guess. Like someone could sit in front of this and try and figure out the meaning. I do promise you there is definitely some meaning behind them.
Okay.
Dice que se trate de... O sea, que bueno, que dicen a la gente del chat que si puede descubrir el motivo del cuadro, ¿no? Que se puede descubrir el motivo del cuadro y tal, y que dice que lo que se trata es de hacer como... O sea, como bromeando un poco, yo creo, ¿no? Pero que tratan de hacer como un estilo de arte que se llama high art, y bueno, que es este cuadro de aquí, ¿no?
It's just for you to figure that out.
I'm going to go ahead and encourage the Twitch chat watching right now. Go ahead and leave us your thoughts in the chat. Let's play Stars as an art critic here. Let it go. Don't have to be restrained. You let Corey really know what you think about his art here.
Yeah.
I'll be sure to pass it along.
You have to keep in mind that not all art is high quality. So I've been trying to kind of...
Dice que tenemos que tener en cuenta de que no todos los cuadros que han hecho, no todo el arte es de alta calidad.
That. I don't want to say low effort, but you know how you get like some modern art and it's just a bit like
Low effort.
Yeah. So
Se refiere al esfuerzo que han puesto en hacer los cuadros, que hay cuadros que no han puesto demasiado esfuerzo tampoco.
I mean, I kind of like this guy, for instance, at the end. It's your kind of fairly.
What's
fairly
going
safe.
on here?
It's a sort of a It's kind of a...
What's the meaning, Corey?
Yeah, so we're kind of looking at two different bodies, of maybe of people, and there's an intersection between them. And the shade of green, maybe it's envy, maybe one of them envies the other.
See, when I see this,
Bueno, están flipando ahí en plan de diciendo que bueno, hay como dos cuerpos ahí que pueden ser dos personas y que se juntan ahí en el medio, ¿no? Formando ese color verde, e incluso que uno puede ser la envidia y otro puede ser, bueno, que ya se flipa ahí mucho, ¿no? En plan de que no, o sea, que simplemente están poniendo el ejemplo de un cuadro en el que se han esforzado poco, ¿no?
I see me and you.
Dice que se ve el uno al otro.
Dakusha in the chat says, second from the right is amazing.
This guy here.
The second from the
Yeah,
right.
okay, so actually,
diciendo que esto es
quite an interesting
increíble.
one because I took a shot of Magda from the game to
Dice que el tipo pilló una fotografía de Magda del juego y pues la convirtió en esto, ¿no?
make this. In fact, should we go through him a bit more and then we'll dig into the guts of it? But yeah, so this guy here is kind of, we're taking assets. I find it quite fun because what we're kind of doing with some of these, what we can do with these paintings is we can take assets from the game that were once concept art. We can take the 3D models that have been labored over to get in the game, and then we can turn them back into concept art.
So you're reversing the whole process.
Exactly,
It's
yes.
reverse concept art.
Exactly. This is like kind of taking art from concept to 3D and then back to a painting, which I think is kind of fun.
Dice que es divertido porque cree que pueden pues, cualquier recurso lo pueden convertir en concepto y cualquier concepto lo pueden convertir en recurso, ¿no? Que le parece divertido el hacer eso de esta manera.
Does this one have a name?
Oh, that's a good question. I haven't actually really named these. I kind of wanted to get some feedback from the writers. Maybe they can flesh out the lore behind the artists.
Okay.
For now, it's Untitled Portrait of Magda.
All right.
Or something like that.
Let's take a look at the one
Me dice que le acaban de preguntar el título del cuadro, que de momento que no tiene título, que es una pregunta interesante que le acaba de hacer y que dice que quiere como que el título que pueda reflejar de alguna manera el lore detrás del cuadro, detrás del artista del cuadro, ¿no?
Immediately to the left there, I think this one's my favorite. This one is my
This
favorite.
guy, yeah.
This one is my
So,
favorite.
yeah, you can kind of see there's a bit of a hexagonal theme. That was slightly incidental, but once I kind of was aware I was doing it, I kind of went with it. This is kind of like a Giant's Causeway sort of inspired piece, you know, with all the strange geometric rock formations.
Yeah, and there's a little bit of depth to this as well, which is
Yeah,
quite
so
cool.
if you get in there, you can see I've actually used our parallax occlusion tech to give it some nice depth. I kind of wanted.
Dice que tiene gracias a la tecnología de Parallax Occlusion que tiene el cuadro tiene una sensación más de profundidad y que fue que al principio fue como fortuito, ¿no? Que realmente que no quería hacer esas formas, pero que salieron y empezó y continuó el cuadro.
It's something that wasn't just contemporary kind of modern sort of just like on a canvas paint. I wanted something a little bit more tactile, and that's something that we've been, you know, that was given to us by the art directors as well. They wanted something a bit more kind of like tactile and I guess more high art, you know.
No, pues que querían algo en plan, querían poner un cuadro, pues ese rollo, un rollo más pues como, no sé, supongo que minimalista, ¿no? O lo que sea, o en plan rollo, pues un cuadro de arte elevada, o movidas así, ¿no?
And then I put some gold on it because before it was looking a bit kind of primitive,
Right.
and I wanted to give it that sort of luxurious flair to it. So I threw this strip of gold
Yeah,
down the middle.
give it the 890 treatment, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Me dice que como el... bueno, Roger, dice que lo que es el rollo dorado que le han puesto, que le dan como el tratamiento de alguna manera del 890, ¿no? Ese toque de lujo, ¿no? Por así decirlo.
All right, let's
Yep.
move on to the one to the left.
So
what's one?
this
This one is
it's
Tomato
actually-
in the Sky.
yeah, Tomato in the Sky, that's a good name for it. It's actually, if you look at the shape, it's actually like a bolt. So I don't know if it's some message on, you know,
It's a donut.
technology.
It's a donut in the sky.
Or a donut, yeah, a donut
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
sky too.
And all of these are signed as well.
Yeah, they've all got signatures. These signatures are actually borrowed from members of our team. Does this one have? Oh, there's a little signature
Yeah.
there. Yeah, so they've all got little signatures on them.
Well, hold on, don't skip the other one. What's this one is
Está diciendo que, bueno, el otro lo llamó como el tomate del cielo, donos del cielo y tal. Y bueno, que estaba diciendo básicamente que ahí vemos lo de las firmas, que lo comentaron otra vez, que parece ser que la gente del equipo que ha firmado el cuadro.
Yeah,
let's look at this one.
Yeah.
This one is my parents fighting.
In fact, oh wow. See, for me, it either looks like a dude.
Está diciendo que es sus padres luchando y el discolando, que parece como sus padres luchando. Y el otro dice, el desarrollador dice que es como un casco de una persona o que es un huevo, ¿no? Pero que en realidad que parece la cabeza de un casco de un personaje de Star Citizen.
Again, I see me and you in this game. I don't know what it is.
All right.
Right. So
Yes.
a lot of these are pretty abstract or impressionist and whatnot. And we've noticed in the chat a lot of number of folks, you know, abstract and impressionist stuff doesn't necessarily play to everybody's interests. So
Yeah.
we thought for the show today that we would create something a bit more literal,
Yeah.
bit more.
Está diciendo de que los juegos que se ven que son bastante abstractos y que lo que es el arte abstracto que no a todo el mundo le place, ¿no? No a todo el mundo le gusta. Entonces que en este show que como que van a crear algo más literal, algo menos abstracto básicamente.
I'm not an
Life
art critic.
drawing of
Yeah,
sorts,
a life drawing if it were. So let's go ahead and
Okay,
and
un
start that
dibujo
process.
en
Let's
un
get into
dibujo en
that.
live,
What are we gonna
en
make
directo
today,
van a
Corey?
hacer, ¿no?
So I was thinking today we could make a nice kind of spacescape, maybe chuck in a meta reference to a certain spaceship, kind of just like a fairly epic space painting. Yeah. So we can.
Okay.
Should we just get right into that?
Yeah,
Do you want me to go
let's do
into a
it.
bit of substance design and stuff first, or should we start mocking this up?
Well, just take us through the process. Where would you start? Would you start with the capture first?
Vale, está diciendo de que van a hacer un cuadro de una escena espacial, ¿no? Y dice que bueno que empiecen por el proceso que por la primera parte, que sí que es lo que primero hacen, ¿no? Si sacan una captura o qué coño hacen para empezar.
Yeah, you know what? I think it does make sense. So just to give you a bit of context for this, what I'm going to do is we're going to create a
scene, really.
Yeah, like a scene in the game, and then we're going to take that scene and we're going to kind of turn that into a painting.
Okay.
So I'm just going to get rid of our little room here. So we have over here.
Dice que va como a montar una escena y que va a transformar esa escena que va a hacer aquí en este programa y luego pues va a hacer una captura y la va a transformar en una pintura, supongo.
Here's one we made earlier.
The A90. Oh wow, it's glowing. That's interesting. Oh boy. I don't know why that's happened there. Just give me a sec.
It's all part of the art process.
It's all part of the art process. That's right, exactly. I think I might have a certain layer. 1 second. A classic. So I'm just going to import a skybox real quick, and hopefully that will remedy.
So while he's doing that, John, what are some of the props that you've actually created for the 890 jump so far?
So you...
Mientras está haciendo la movida, le está pidiendo a John que explique qué tipo de recursos, ¿no? De props ha creado para la nave.
You mentioned earlier with Joel's video some of the sculptures. I was lucky enough to work on some of the sculptures, and some more sort of like bespoke, fancy props that you'd imagine that you'd stumble upon if you were, hanging around with the ultra rich. So the sort of cigar humidors and fancy chess sets and these sort of things. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you created cigars?
The cigars I didn't get to, but the cigar humidor and the cigar holders and all the cigar accessories. I'm now actually somewhat of an expert about cigars just from researching the props.
Está diciendo que simplemente pues que ha creado pues diversos artículos, ¿no? de lujo y tal, y una de las cosas que ha creado ha sido de cigarros, ¿no? Refiriéndose a los puros, supongo, de pues, humidificador de puros y las cajitas para guardar los puros, ¿no? Y pues accesorios como para fumarlos y demás, y que dice que tampoco es un experto en ese tipo de materia, ¿no? Pero...
Sorry, just a sec. Technical difficulties. Right. Please bear with me.
So
this is actually all part of the real art process. This happens all the time.
We tested this for an hour before we went live, and it was all perfect and functioning. So naturally, when we go live, this is what happens.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just going to reopen the scene, and it should behave.
Yeah, we're going to channel this frustration into the painting, and you should hopefully be able to see it.
Yeah,
very
exactly.
Angry painting. So why don't we? This is a good time to open it up to some questions from the chat. If you have any questions for the props team, either Corey or John, about props in general, you can submit your question with the word "question" in capital letters surrounded by brackets into either the Twitch or the Spectrum chat. That'll help us to pick them out from all the other conversation. And Amanda Eng, that's not a helpful question. It's an interesting question, but...
Bueno, una de las preguntas que le hice yo directamente, solo le hice una, la verdad, y luego corté y lo tengo sin ver, la verdad, porque ya quería verlo con vosotros, porque vi que era todo de arte y tal, y que no iba a ser muy complicado de traducir. Entonces, las preguntas que le hice es que pongan arte, que está de puta madre, pero la pregunta fue muy sencilla, o sea, ¿dónde cojones está la Redeemer? ¿Dónde cojones está la Endeavour? ¿Y qué pasa con la Bono Defender, ¿no? Que cuadritos está muy bien, pero ¿dónde están las naves que la gente compró hace 1000 años? Que es más interesante, ¿no? Que un cuadro de un 890. Pero bueno, está bien también saber cómo hacen las cosas, ¿no?
So, there's a question about Keanu Reeves.
Nice. I mean, I would personally love a portrait of Keanu Reeves, but unfortunately, that would be a bit of a, uphill. You have to call him, and a bit of a nightmare. Okay, so I think I've recovered things here.
All right.
890.
There we go.
Nice exterior shot of the 890. What we're going to do is we're going to take this, and together we're going to build this into like an epic spacescape. So for me, I think the most important thing to start with is the appropriate scenery. So what I'm going to...
Vale. Aquí es donde empieza uno de los temas, ¿no? que estuvieron haciendo durante todo el rato, que fue realmente abrir lo que viene siendo las carpetas, ¿no? Y al mostrar las carpetas, pues se descubrió que estaba el sistema Nix, que fue una liqueada. Pues supongo que es una de las cosas que puede que nos enseñen en la Citizen con sistema Nix, ¿no? Un sistema planetario nuevo. Y que ya he hecho un vídeo también explicando lo que es el sistema Nix y demás y tal, que luego lo subiré al YouTube también. Y bueno, básicamente está diciendo ahora que va a pillar la nave, ¿no? La 890. Y lo primero que va a hacer es poner como un paisaje, ¿no? Entonces va a ir a buscar un recurso para poner el paisaje de fondo, ¿no?
Gonna do real quick is just import, and hopefully it doesn't explode this time. There you go. This is basically like the skybox from Stanton. So you can see if I pan around the viewport, I've got some stars. I've got some
el skybox, la caja de cielo de Stanton.
The star itself. So.
O sea, la estrella pues es Stanton, ¿no?
And get some nice lighting on it. Maybe figure out a kind of relative to the sun where we want it to be. So I kind of personally, I think the most striking part of it is you know, there's these forms at the front. I think they're great. So why don't we think about the composition?
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
Yeah, no, I like this composition. First, this is a pet peeve of mine. I like a really, you know, tight FOV, get looking cinematic.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I like that. Nice. So I reckon maybe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Make it look a bit dynamic, like it's moving.
Yeah, right. Exactly. And we can actually free up the camera as well. So if I free the camera movement, now I can rotate the camera. So you know, we can really think about.
Yeah, now it looks like it's moving.
En general lo que están haciendo pues es mover las cosas, ¿no? Lo que han hecho aquí ha sido tocar el FOV, que es el Field of View. Esto lo que modifica es el ángulo de visión. Lo han modificado para que se vea de diferente manera, ¿no? Lo que es la nave, que da esa visión así como, ¿sabes? Y luego pues también pues, están girándola para darle como dinamismo y tal, comentan, ¿no?
Yeah, exactly. So maybe something. I kind of want to get that flat surface at the top. Maybe something like this.
Yeah.
That's kind of like our main, you know, pose, I guess you could call it. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to freeze the camera real quick. So we'll create a new camera. If I can remember. Yeah, there you go.
Vamos a poner una nueva cámara, un congelado de la cámara ahí. Imagino que eran varias cámaras para hacer diferentes escenas. Vamos a ver
what
qué
we can
hace.
do now as well is we can bring in some objects. So does anyone have a favorite moon, for instance, or planet? We might be able to get that in.
Yula.
Yeah.
Preguntando si alguien tiene una nube favorita, o sea, una luna favorita o algún astro favorito. No, yo he dicho que Yela, para que lo pongan por ahí, supongo.
Or Daymar.
O Deimar también. Yela o Deimar.
Oh, hello.
I feel like we need some color contrast though.
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe Daymar would be better.
Pues eso.
For the color contrast. But I mean, that's
que Deimar era contraste.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I was actually playing around before we got here. I was playing around with gas clouds as well, because I know we've got quite a lot of those in game. This is actually just a nice volumetric cloud.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like it because it's got that kind of directionality.
It makes it look like it's moving.
Yeah, it's really, really dynamic there. You know, I might actually just move this.
Luana is suggesting that you lower your FOV even farther beyond 40.
Even further? Really? You reckon like 20? Oof. Yeah. That's just, how do I unlock the camera? There you go.
I'm inclined to agree.
Yeah, we might try this out. Let's go back to default camera. Let's pull that FOV in, 20. Oh, mama. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Alright, I'm just going to freeze that again.
Están diciendo de que tienen uno de las nubes volumétricas, ¿no? Detrás, que nos han hablado de las nubes volumétricas en otros noticiarios. Dice que mola porque es algo muy dinámico, que se puede modificar bastante y tal, y que bueno, que han aumentado otra vez antes han disminuido más el FOV y lo han puesto a 20 grados para que se vea todavía más, como más encima, ¿no? Como más fuera de la imagen, como se ve ahora.
Because it brought it in at 0, 0, right? So
yeah, I have, yeah. So let's just push that out. Is it going to behave? Let's just put some transforms on that. Oh boy, it's not. I'm going to delete that. Oh dear. Okay, let's go back in here. All right. Plan didn't really work. Let's get back to where we were.
You're getting an insight into the genuine art process.
Yeah, exactly.
This is what we deal with.
Yeah, we deal with stuff, sometimes misbehaving. I'm just trying to grab this gas cloud real quick.
Ya sabéis que durante el proceso de creación de las cosas procuro no hablar mucho, porque al final lo único que están haciendo es decir, bueno, pues pongo esto aquí, esto por allí, esto por allá. Entonces simplemente con verlo yo creo que es suficiente, que lo vais a entender, ¿no?
Yeah, so I'm kind of liking this whole traveling through gas cloud thing. I don't really like the color of it either, so I think I might just push it back, bring it in a bit, maybe just change that color. So we actually have some settings. I'm just going to bring those over here for you so you can see. I'm just going to pop that there, actually. So, I was thinking we could change the color. Do you guys have any suggestions for colors?
preferencia para cambiar el color, que va a cambiar el color
I like
de,
blue.
de la nebulosa,
You
¿no?
reckon blue's cool?
Yeah.
O la nube de gas.
Maybe we could go for like a
Más bien.
nice. Yeah, it kind of fits in with the whole
I
deep
see two
space thing.
purples right off the bat.
2 purples? Oh, that's a good shout.
Dice morado, que le gustaría morado
I reckon like a
detrás. A ver.
fairly. You thinking like a kind of pinky purple or like a nice deep purple?
I'm seeing a lot of purple.
Claro,
now.
púrpura
Yeah, that's a
rosita
good shout. What do you guys reckon of that shade?
o,
Is that
o
what you
más
have
bien
in mind?
púrpura profundo, ¿no?
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
So with this like whole workflow, I think it's fair to say it's pretty like non-destructive. Like we could probably go all the way to the end in substance, and then, you know, decide that we might want to change some of the colors we're looking at now, and just re-kick out a screenshot, and hopefully when it goes to our substance pipeline, you know, it'll non-destructive. It'll change our end result, so we can make tons of iterations and go through tons of reviews and potentially have like an infinite amount of paintings from this.
We can keep iterating on that. My scene's gone a bit balmy. I think it's the planet I brought in. Let's just bring that back. That's looking pretty cool there, actually. Pull that FOV back in. I mean, I'll tell you what, why don't we just grab what we have now? I'm actually just going to pull those clouds back a bit again. Tell you what we have now.
Parece que simplemente van a pillar lo que tienen ahora. Y
Yeah, we don't want
están
to
haciendo eso.
crowd the painting anyway. Keep it nice and simple.
Exactly.
Dice que no quieren como sobrecargar
Speaks for
la,
itself.
Yeah.
no quieren sobrecargar la pintura, la van a dejar simple.
Oh, great. Yeah, my camera's died. I reckon something like that, nice and pulled out.
Yeah.
We'll get it in there anyway. So, I'm just going to actually capture this as a... Oh, there you go. Just got to change my ratio real quick. So, let's just fix that. Sorry, this is the tedious part, I promise, once we got it all
I
set
think we're
up.
going to call this painting Frustrated. I think Corey's going to sign it as well.
I think I might sign it, yeah.
Dice que la parte que está modificando pues el aspecto y demás, que es la parte tediosa.
For those of you who are uninitiated, Substance Designer is kind of a procedural texturing tool that has a bunch of procedurally generated textures, patterns, and so on, and it allows you to kind of manipulate and transform those to create your actual paintings.
And we use this all over the game, right? You know, as well as...
Están diciendo que lo que nos están enseñando es una manera que tienen de hacer texturas procedurales y que con variaciones pues pueden obtener diferentes texturas, ¿no? Como estamos viendo aquí. Y que de hecho una de las pinturas que obtenieron es mediante este sistema procedural.
So
que
making
obtuvieron,
things like paintings,
Ahí
things
está.
like trim sheets and
Ahí está el
decals
resultado
and-
final
Yeah,
de,
we use it for-
de todo el
for
proceso,
terrain, for
todo el proceso
organic
que está por
objects.
aquí, ¿no?
So very versatile.
So, I mean, take this painting, for instance, that we showed you earlier. That all started out just as the simple tile generator. And I took these tiles, added in a little pink guy, transformed them a bit, moved them around, pushed them in. Generally kind of just played around. I mean, all these...
Claro, está hablando de que puede empujarla o cambiar, pues cambiar las diferentes cosas, ¿no? Tiene como diferentes partes aquí que puede modificar o añadir o quitar y pues ves el resultado de cómo va variando la pintura.
nodes, like you can go into them and you can view them, like transform just allows you to rotate. Trapezoid is kind of like pinching it, and the nice thing about this is you can go back to the end result anytime you want and you can preview what these changes are doing.
Yeah.
So I can come back to the end of my painting here and I could say go into the trapezoid and I could pull that out and it'll update that in real time. So if I really push that in, you'll...
Claro, una de las cosas que dice que tiene bueno este sistema es que pueden, por ejemplo, sacar el tema del trapezoide, ¿no? Aquí en este caso, lo que es la transformación 3D, dijeron que esto les permitía hacer rotación de la imagen, ¿no? En este caso, les permitía hacer rotación. Diciendo que lo han quitado y que ya se ve reflejado en la pintura final en tiempo real y que es bastante útil por eso, este sistema.
You'll see it gives you that perspective.
So if we were, doing art reviews, we could do really rapid, quick iterations of this thing.
Yeah. There's also things like symmetry.
Que lo pueden hacer súper rápido debido al sistema como está
And you
montado.
can see how you can very quickly create this kind of abstract art. It kind of lends itself very well to this pipeline.
Yeah, and an infinite amount of variations of the art that you do create as well.
Yep, exactly.
So we could do a whole series of these paintings.
Yeah, okay.
All in a similar style.
Why don't we get to where we were? So I'm just going to delete my little question marks here. Let's bring in the 890, shall we? See what we get.
Claro, dice que una de las cosas una de las ventajas que tiene esto es que pueden hacer toda una serie de pinturas del cuadro que han hecho, ¿no? Debido al sistema que utilizan.
So we got our little image. We'll just fix the size of it for you. Oh, other way. Oh, a bit too much. There you go. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're going to try and turn it into a painting. We might make some changes to the actual scene itself. We'll go back to the editor and take a look.
But we could just bring in a fresh screenshot, right? And it'll still save all our changes with the
Exactly,
nodes.
yeah. So I'm thinking one of the things I like to do first is just really push the pixels about, try and give it that painted look. So
Una de las cosas que van a hacer es como empujar los píxeles para tratar de traer esa sensación, ¿no? Dice que bueno, que de momento que igual, que bueno, estaban allí como por este, aquí está el ancho y el alto, ¿no? Que como que están modificando ahí el aspecto, ratio de aspecto, ¿no? Y pues, que igual que luego la retocan para modificar lo que es la imagen que están utilizando.
what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a multi-directional warp, which basically allows you to take an image and push it around. So if I take, for instance, one of these nice grunges here, let's take this guy, for instance. Kind of like a cool grunge. I can randomize it each time. You can make stuff like this all from scratch. I just find as a jumping off point, the preset ones are pretty nice.
Right.
So I'm just going to throw that in there.
Dice que están utilizando este recurso, ¿no? Y que han utilizado esta movida que es no sé qué historia de gusano. Entonces dice que utilizando este recurso y este tema del gusano y tal, que bueno, que aquí que pueden que una de las cosas que puedo hacer es como aleatorizarlo de la nada, ¿no? Que ponga aleatorizarlo y pues incluirlo aquí, ¿no? Aquí estamos viendo que están incluyendo pues lo que es la imagen y el efecto, ¿no? Y a ver qué pasa.
There. And you'll see already what it's done is it's just pushing it around based on this input. So if I ramp up that intensity, you can see you can...
Claro, pues aquí está como empujando los píxeles en esta zona debido a esta inclusión, ¿no? A esta input, a esta entrada.
really kind of start squishing stuff. Obviously, we don't really want that for the foreground, but I think for the background, it kind of gives you this appearance of strokes and splatter, and I think it really helps just push things in the direction of a painting.
Yeah.
So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go back to the engine, and I'm just going to very quickly pop open a new toolbar. I'm just going to take a capture of the normals, and I'm going to take this background, and actually let me just find a better view. Yeah, that'll work. I'm going to take this background, I'm going to mask out the ship using that background. So let me just fix my field of view again.
I'm going to assume
Hit a screenshot.
what you're trying to do is affect just the background of the image.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
So if I bring in this,
Lo que va a hacer básicamente es hacer como una máscara de lo que es la nave para tratar de afectar solo lo que es el fondo y no la nave.
this normal map that we just grabbed, let me just drag him in for you. We can actually fix the aspect ratio again. We can actually take a color from this. So if I go color to mask, and I can input. So each node will have an input and an output, basically.
Right.
It's the easiest way of doing it. So say, for instance, I grab this.
Claro, está diciendo que cada parte que utiliza aquí, que pone aquí, tiene pues como una entrada y como una salida, ¿no? Cada nodo que le llama.
A flat normal value here. You'll see that generates a mask out of that value. It's got some text in the corner that we'll fix up later, but for all intents and purposes, it kind of is just a very quick way of masking out that background. So I think something like that will do. So now we actually have a mask. We can blend between this version of the 890 where it's all mushed around and like a clean version. So if I go blend, this will create a blend.
Ahora utiliza una cosa que es blend, que es mezclar, ¿no?
A blend node. And from that, I can set a foreground. So say for the foreground, we choose the clean version, and for the background, we choose the warped version. And I can...
Claro, está ahí, de hecho pone como es lo que es el fondo, ¿no? Y la parte frontal. Entonces para el background que puedo utilizar esta versión de aquí y para la parte de adelante, ¿no? La versión limpia, ¿no?
actually use this.
Entonces como está... Esto básicamente lo que va a hacer es que como tiene creada esta máscara, al hacer este contorno, digamos que tiene este contorno, entonces cuando este contorno lo una por aquí también, seguramente que es lo que va a hacer, lo que sucede es que justo este cacho queda sin tocar, ¿ok? Y todo lo que es alrededor es fondo, por lo tanto utilizará esta versión de aquí. Y la versión limpia solo pillará lo que es el contorno este que tiene hecho de máscara, entonces se verá solo esto limpio, ¿no? Y el fondo pues con las modificaciones que le ha hecho.
I can actually use this mask we created just to blend the two together. So you'll see now we have a version in the foreground of the 890 and we have a version in the background. And the nice thing as well is if we change these screenshots, it should all update automatically, which is great.
Right.
So what I think I might do is push the 890, just kind of squish it around a little bit, but maybe not to quite the same amount. So I'm going to use another multi-directional warp. And
Gusana multidireccional, que se llama.
Yeah, no, I feel like I'm learning as I'm watching this.
You and me both, John.
Yeah. I mean, being new here, Corey's quite often sat at my desk, sort of showing me these things, and I sort of just slipped into just watching Corey do my work for me mode, which what I'm more used to.
yeah, so let's have a look at this here. So we're kind of pushing it with some.
Pero él le ha puesto, o sea, antes le había puesto este tipo de entrada que era para empujar los píxeles de esa manera, y ahora le ha puesto otra entrada diferente, ¿no? Otra modificación diferente, que vemos cuál es el efecto que tiene. Como que las van a combinar, vamos a ver qué resultado tiene.
Cells. They're a bit
Estaba diciendo el compañero que además que estaba aprendiendo mucho viendo la movida, ¿no? De lo que está haciendo el otro compañero, el de la gorra.
blocky at the moment. We can kind of fix that. I might push them in a bit. I'm kind of going for like finer brush strokes on the ship because you want it to almost feel like it's, you know, they've spent a lot of time painting in the ship, but not so much the background. It looks kind of gross at the moment, I know, but we're just going to kind of nudge it down. Again, we can kind of soften things up. You can see it's really hard at the moment, and that's because the source we're taking from is really crazy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to blend these cells. Maybe just blend them with themselves, but inverted. So we have a regular version and an inverted version. I'm just going to chuck a grunge in. I mean, these grunges are great to get you started. Sometimes you can't go in and...
Bueno, dice que lo que está haciendo ahora mismo, como que se veía muy agresivo, lo que está haciendo es pillando esta y la invirtió de tal manera que así no sea tan agresivo para suavizarla un poco, y le ha metido además otro recurso a mayores. A ver cómo queda.
Fine, tweak them. And now we have a sort of rougher, kind of more random version of that, and that should kind of just help with the look.
So I suppose what you're trying to mimic here is the sort of like...
Era como que tiene algo más random y que puede utilizar y que puede ayudar, ¿no? A cómo se ve ahora.
Natural imperfections of, you know, painting something realistic. There's going to be brush strokes and slightly softer edges and...
Yeah. And we can use these same warps that we're using on the painting on the things we're warping the painting with.
Right.
So you can get pretty in depth with it. So if we, I'm just going to use another multi-directional warp because I really like these. I'm just going to throw in, say, I don't know, dirt or something. You have all these presets that you can work with, and I find it very fun just to kind of pick through them. Yeah. So I don't know, we'll throw some dirt in and see what it looks like. A lot of this is experimentation, and you kind of find things in the program.
Claro, que aún por encima puede pillar lo que es esta parte de aquí y lo que dice, pues unirle a otra mayores aquí por este camino, ¿no?
That you personally quite like, and you find yourself using a lot of the same stuff. So I think something like this kind of looks cool. It's got a bit of directionality to it, which kind of I think helps the style.
Are these your sort of like go-to nodes?
Esto lo que sería es algo parecido a lo que al mezclador, ¿no? Que mezcla los recursos, que es lo que tenía antes arriba, también para hacer lo del fondo y lo de la nave sola, ¿no? Que el fondo se ve de una manera y el fondo de otra, y aquí pues hay solo algo parecido, ¿no? Ha mezclado los dos recursos aquí en esta movida, bueno, tres en teoría, ha mezclado tres y luego los ha unido aquí, entonces el resultado de aquí sale aquí, y luego se vuelve como a tener lo que es esta imagen, tiene el efecto de esta movida, empujando todo el resultado de esto según este patrón, y luego pues vuelve otra vez a hacer otro gusano de estos para que el resultado de aquí empuje los píxeles o modifique los píxeles según el resultado de estas dos combinaciones y tal. Pues está bastante curioso.
When you open up the software, then...
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like I see these things and I've used them before and I know I like them. So you can see this warp is getting a little bit gentler. Maybe it's a little bit too gentle now though. So we could always bump that up a bit.
Dice que el resultado que ha sido demasiado amable, que lo van a poner un poco más intenso, ¿no? Intensidad que está aquí en el rollo este. Según mueven para la derecha lo hacen más agresivo el efecto.
Maybe not quite so much. Maybe something like that. I might actually just soften this so I can actually blur. If I get a blur, that will actually just make it a lot softer. So you see how that's taking all the sharper details out.
Le está metiendo un desenfoque, ¿no? Que es el blur. Se lo acaba de meter aquí a mayores. O sea, la verdad es que el programa es la polla, o sea, está cojonudo.
Yeah, and that'll probably just help. Kind of just stop it roughening up a bit.
Yeah, you're literally using technology to mimic, like, you know, the production of actual art with, you know, oil and canvas and...
Yeah. I'm not too happy with the lighting at the moment of the ship. I think something funny's gone on with my scene, the lighting of that, so I might just jump back into the engine real quick.
Are we accidentally still inside a planet, maybe?
I hope not. That would be kind of scary. I'm just going to have a little dig around here.
Dice que no está muy...
I'm kind of tempted just to open this up in a new scene.
Dice que no está contento con el resultado y que va a volver a lo que es la escena fuente para modificarlo un poco.
All my levels, with my layers.
Some folks in the chat are asking, what's the virtue of using something like Substance Designer instead of Photoshop or something like that?
So I think that there's a few different kind of advantages of a workflow like Substance. Primarily, it's making sure that the work you are creating is reusable. I think that's really important, and it's also the fact that because of its procedural nature, you do something once and then you have all that, and it's all still there. And it's all
and
really
the potential to randomize it as well.
Mm-hmm.
So Corey showed before there was the sort of like a random seed part of the node where you could click it and it would completely randomize it. If you were to make something in Photoshop, you're sort of committing to it sort of looking like that, and then if your lead was to say, I like that, but I want to change a certain aspect of it, could we randomize the colors? In Photoshop now it's a whole bunch of work, whereas in Designer it's as simple as
Dice que en el design sub algo, que voy a mirar a ver si está por aquí el este. La verdad es que no aparece. Bueno, que ¿por qué utilizan el editor que estaban utilizando, ¿no? En lugar de Photoshop? Es la pregunta que le hicieron en el chat. Y la cuestión es, bueno, en resumidas cuentas, porque aquí se puede reutilizar todo y porque si alguien quiere cambiar un color o quiere hacer algo diferente, pues es muy sencillo hacer una aleatorización de colores y demás. Es una herramienta, pues, en este sentido, en definitiva, más potente para lo que están haciendo ellos, ¿no?
Playing with a little slider and then infinite variation.
Yeah, I think that's basically it. It's kind of, and also it's just, it can be a lot quicker, like to iterate the stuff. Like if you imagine painting that stuff by hand, it can take a lot of effort. Right, I'm just going to reopen the scene real quick. I do apologize.
Claro, están como comentando de que en Photoshop como que tienes que hacer la mano y aquí como que te lo hace más el programa, ¿no? Pues lo que decían de que es procedural y demás. Entonces que decían que haciéndolo a mano en Photoshop que sería una locura de tiempo, sería muchísimo más tiempo que aquí. Y que ahí como que tienes como una especie de slider, por así decirlo, para que moviendo los sliders, los diferentes sliders, puedes modificar rápidamente los valores de la imagen y obtener diferentes resultados, ¿no?
Apologize, guys.
I imagine one of the other benefits of something like Substance Designer is through the flow graph, we're about to replace the original baseline image, and all the work that we've done so far doesn't get lost by replacing the original work.
Ahí está lo que dice. Lo que dice es que una vez haces un trabajo, todo ese trabajo que has hecho que no se pierde, que es lo que está haciendo Discolando, y el programa se llama así Substance Designer, diseñador de sustancia. Bueno, pues eso. A ver.
Image.
Yeah, I really don't know what happened to my scene. I think it's importing that planet. I think it's imported a bunch of lights. So yeah, this was actually looking nice and dark and moody before. But he's gone a bit crazy, which I mean we can kind of work with, and that's the nice thing about this sort of artwork. You can kind of just play around with it. I'm still not happy with the kind of grunge we have going on here.
Dice que todavía no está contento con el resultado que obtiene.
Yeah, that's looking cool there. Push it down a bit. We kind of want to preserve the details of the ship. The lighting is going to help so much there.
Ahí lo que comentaban del slider,
so I suppose
¿no?
when it comes to distributing your time, you're probably putting a lot of time into your graph because you can just go back and swap the screenshot out with whatever.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of nice that way. It does make it a lot easier to iterate on this work. All right.
To answer Dr. Lirio's question.
Dice que una de las ventajas que tiene el asunto, ¿no? Es que precisamente pues siempre pueden volver a la imagen y modificarla en cualquier momento, porque tienen ese tipo de pues la intensidad o tal, y que siempre pueden como retocarla si no están del todo contentos y no pierden todo el trabajo, ¿no? En definitiva.
It's because neither Corey or John or myself work on those things that you're talking about, which is why we're doing a show about this.
What kind of?
Because this is what we work on.
Yeah, this is what we make. We have a lot of fun making it as well, which is
cool. We make pretty pictures.
Estaba diciendo a una persona del chat simplemente que estaba haciendo una pregunta que no podía ser respondida por la gente que estaba haciendo esto, pues esta gente simplemente se dedica a hacer, pues eso, pinturas, cuadros, arte y demás.
I'm gonna throw that back in. Yeah, I'm not feeling this. I'm not feeling this weathering. I have actually made a kind of painting generator. We can try plugging that in, see how that works.
So just to explain that, once he's made this graph, you can sort of like compile all those nodes and sort of save it into a little template.
So when I crack this is my convert to oil painting. So we're basically taking a bunch of noises, pre-made noises that I've actually thrown together.
Entiendo que simplemente que lo que dice que están pillando como ruidos prehechos. Entiendo que a esto lo llaman ruido, pues, de este tipo de recursos, y que simplemente pues los están uniendo, los están cogiendo, ¿no?
And we're plugging a random input. I can input whatever I want into here, and it will run through all these different nodes and come out of this side. And I can just go into another graph. So say we go to painting 7, and I can drag in that node, and that has all the stuff I set up in there, ready to go. And then also
Claro, que lo que puedo hacer es juntar tener como almacenado, digamos, una serie de resultado que le guste y simplemente pues arrastrarlo, ¿no? Como ha hecho, y arrastrarlo a la escena en la que está trabajando ahora, a la pintura en la que está trabajando ahora, y ya está, y utilizarlo sin problema.
Also, the nice thing about that is we can make changes. So I've exposed the scale of the noise on this, so we can actually bump that up quite a lot. So you see, this is kind of giving us that patchy look I'm kind of after. It's still a little bit too crazy, but we can definitely work on that.
Dice que todavía sigue demasiado loco, ¿no? Pero que puede trabajar en eso.
Felt like we needed to, add some more oil paintings into the game because you've done all this initial work. In theory, it'd be quite easy to come back to it and just.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because you can take these generators and really fix things. Okay, so
another point for substance design.
Yeah, there you go. Whereas with Photoshop, if you make something and you're not happy with it, it's so hard to change it, especially if you're not using all your layers.
Claro, dice que en Photoshop es complicado cambiar algo que no te gusta, especialmente si no estás utilizando todo en capas, ¿no? Entonces, en este sentido que tienen la posibilidad de cambiar, pues lo que están diciendo todo el rato, ¿no? Que pueden cambiar recursos y problema.
Let's just group all this stuff together. Group O1, that'll do. And I'm just going to nuke this layer here.
We're also missing the hanger door.
Yeah, I kind of squished it.
Oh, there it is. LED.
Yeah, let me just delete that layer. Okay, great. Yeah, so that comes. Sorry, that's just because the ship's work in progress. I've kind of had to. I kind of had to throw it together a bit, kind of custom style. Okay, so we're back to square one. Why don't we chuck in a nice background again? Let's get the Stanton background. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm not going to use this guy. I'm actually going to go to the Stanton layer.
Move it over to the right.
Yeah.
Un segundito, porque aquí es cuando empieza la fiesta.
The lights. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because you can take these generators and really fix things. Okay, so
aquí es donde empieza la fiesta del leak. Darme un segundo.
Whereas with Photoshop, if you make something and you're not happy with it,
en Photoshop si haces algo, pim pam, de acuerdo.
I kind of had to throw it together a bit, kind of custom style. Okay, so we're back to square one. Why don't we chuck la movida. In a nice background again? Let's get the Stanton background.
De momento no se ve que haya nada.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm not going to use this guy. I'm actually
Find module, ships, testing. Vale, aquí todavía no sale nada de ese tema.
going to go to the Stanton layer.
Move it over to the right.
Yeah, I'll just throw it over here.
Bueno, básicamente es lo que comentaba el otro día cuando estaba haciendo el del audio, que Discolandro decía que moviesen eso para que no se viese, ¿no? Porque al final se ven cosas que son leaks, que no están preparadas para salir. Están trabajando en ellas.
Just going to grab, I don't want you guys seeing all the secret layers we have. Let's just grab a background from one of you guys. Stanton. That's looking better, isn't it? Yeah, we got a sun now.
Yeah, a lot more dramatic.
Yeah, that's the contrast I was after. I'm not sure why the lighting was being so weird there. And I'm actually just going to turn off that pesky error there as well.
It's not that there are secrets. We share quite a bit on ISCS stuff. It's that people tend to run away with things that aren't anything. So we try to avoid that by just not giving you guys bait.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we don't want to see what's on Corey's desktop either.
It's just a speculation, I suppose. You know. Okay, this is looking a lot more promising, isn't it?
Yeah, we got dramatic FOV, dramatic lighting.
A little bit too much bloom.
Parece que lo que están haciendo que es más prometedor y que hay como mucho bloom. Y hablando del tema del leak del sistema Nix, puede que lo que estemos viendo en realidad es la estrella Nix, ¿no?
We can fix that just by bumping up the resolution. That's looking much more moody. This is kind of what I was after. I do feel like we need some fill lights because at the moment the only thing lighting the scene I'm just going to bring the. I'm sorry, John. The only thing
Hey,
lighting
it's
the
not
scene
just
at the
me.
moment is the sun.
The fans want a smaller FOV as well.
The fans do want a smaller FOV, and they are right. It's definitely a lot more attractive. So I'm just going to throw those gas clouds back in. So I'm just going to bring in another gas cloud preset just here. And I'm just going to pop in the gas cloud I was using. In fact, I'll just drag this over here. I'll just grab that.
Vamos a ver otra vez la movida porque lo ha vuelto a sacar.
Quite a bit on ICS stuff. It's that people.
And I'm just going to pop in the gas cloud I was using. In fact.
Ahí está, vale, de momento sigue sin haber el leak. No hay noticias de leak por aquí todavía. Está, bueno, lo de Stanton y tal igual.
I'll just drag this over here. I'll just grab that. And this is just kind of me. I've just been mooching around this stuff, and I found things that I thought were kind of cool. And I figured we could just use those. So, that's a very tiny cloud. Why don't we embiggen that cloud?
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Le han puesto una nube
Just a
ahí
little
que la
bit
van a
cloud.
agradecer.
I love Bob Ross. I think I actually feel a little bit kind of peaceful when I do this kind of stuff, you know. That's looking better, isn't it? Let's get that purple back as well.
Bueno, dice que se siente como Bob Ross. Bob Ross es un notario que pintaba y que hacía, bueno, que era famoso y tal por los cuadros que hacía como, no sé, como de paisajes, de árboles y tal, con una técnica curiosa, ¿no? Ya os pasaré un link si queréis de la movida. Es curioso ver sin más, pero tampoco es nada del otro mundo.
So I'm just going to squish this guy back here, and I'm just going to change the color of our little bitty cloud to that nice purple again. So this will demonstrate to you, and also let's get that composition back as well. I kind of like the way it was before. So I'm just going to grab our little ship group. That's the cloud. I'm just going to grab our little ship. And I'm just going to rotate him just so the lighting is a little bit better. So where's our star?
Está buscando la estrella. Ahí está.
Yeah,
es que esa estrella tiene que ser Nix. Bueno, no sé. Bueno, puede ser que no, pero coño, están trabajando en dos sistemas.
A star. So why don't we just orientate ourselves relative to the star? And this is the fun thing. We're actually kind of working in a live environment here. So I'm going to orientate us relative to the star. In fact, I'm just going to rotate this guy. We're just going to do a little 180 here. And we're just going to come back in. Yeah, that's looking more like what we had there. We can just give it that little dramatic flare out there.
Yeah, he's just doing a little turn as he flies through space.
Yeah, exactly. And we can just push these clouds back a little bit more, maybe.
Empujar esas nubes hacia
Yeah,
atrás
that's
un
looking
poco.
cool. I don't know. Actually, I kind of like the lighting before. So why don't we just rotate him again? Yeah, there's a lot of noodling around with this stuff. You could spend like hours doing this. So we'll just try and move this along.
Want to do a correction to something Farseeker just said in chat. The 890 jump is coming in a 3.6x patch. It is not necessarily coming in a 3.6.1 patch. It is coming in a patch for the 3.6 branch, but it has not been determined which patch it will come in yet.
Bueno, habéis escuchado que todavía no está claro. Voy a volver a escucharlo, pero vamos, porque esto me parece importante. Porque me ha pillado así por sorpresa y quiero estar seguro, pero vamos, ha dicho que la 3.6 que no se sabe todavía en qué parche va a salir. Digo, perdón, la 890 todavía no se sabe en qué parche va a salir.
One patch.
I don't know. Actually, I kind of like the lighting before. So why don't we just rotate him again? Yeah, there's a lot of noodling around with this stuff. You could spend like hours doing this. So we'll just try and move this along.
Want to do a correction to something Farseeker just said in chat. The 890 jump is coming in a 3.6x patch. It is not necessarily coming in a 3.6.1 patch. It is coming in a patch for the 3.6 branch, but it has not been determined which patch it will come in yet.
Bueno, pues básicamente dice que no. Dice que la 890 saldrá en la 3.6.x. Es decir, que todavía no tiene por qué necesariamente salir la 3.6.1. Se sabe que va a salir la 3.6, pero no se sabe en qué subparche de la 3.6 va a salir, no puedes decirlo.
But it will come as part of the 3.6 branch. That is our current plan.
Nice. Okay. So, why don't I take a screenshot? Are you kind of happy with this? Let's compare that to what we had before, actually. I just want to make sure
I like it a lot, just coming out of the clouds like that.
Yeah, I think we're kind of...
I think this is better than what we had before.
Yeah, I mean the lighting was broken, and I didn't really. I think it's because I imported that planet. That was a bad idea. I got carried away in the moment. I thought I'll just bring a planet into the scene. Damn the consequences. We'll make it work. But
fortunately, we've done all that hard work initially with all the nodes and stuff, so it should be as simple as just swapping out these images.
I just want to fix that.
Bueno, claro, viendo cómo son las escenas, cómo lo colocan las cámaras y demás, nos puede hacer una idea de que en aquel momento que nos enseñaron Crusader, ¿no? Bueno, que parecía por Olisar, todo lleno de nubes, que en realidad puede ser un montaje hecho con este programa y que no necesariamente tiene por qué ser eso Crusader, ni mucho menos. Puede ser realmente, pues eso, algo hecho así en plan de, pues eso, de artístico y tal. Y bueno, pues dice que le gusta mucho más este resultado y que va a traer ahora el tema de la luna o el planeta, a ver.
Glass on the canopy real quick. That's better. Yeah, it was just drawing through the clouds. The glass sometimes can render a bit funny with clouds. So I'm just going to fix that up. There you go. That's looking a lot better, isn't it? So we'll do the same thing we did before. Aspect ratio 16:9, which is what it wants. This is the marketing toolbar. They use it a lot to set up marketing screenshots and stuff. It's very handy. So now if we go back to our shot, I hope that this looks a lot nicer for you guys. Yeah, we'll throw that in there. So new image. And the beautiful thing is once you bump up the res, all we need to do, bloop.
We're going to need our normal as well.
Yeah, and our normal. Yeah, the normal will be a bit squiffy. But if you check that out now, yeah, that's looking cool. It's just a little bit moodier, isn't it? So let's actually just drag the normals in as well, shall we? So I'm just going to flip the normal view on, take another screenshot, chuck it in. And it's this guy, isn't it? Yeah. There you go, link that. Throw that guy on. Make sure you fix the resolution. Cool. All right, yeah, we're kind of back to where we were. I feel like this is just looking a lot less, the lighting is just a lot less pants now.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good to show that the sort of work we do is a very iterative process. You know, if we just settled on the first version of everything we did, you know, the quality wouldn't be there. It's because Corey's very self-critical and looks at his work and says, I don't like this, it's not very good. And he goes back and he takes another screenshot. That's why these paintings came out so nice in the end.
Now, is the normal from the previous image still in there?
Está diciendo básicamente de que pues pueden cambiar de la manera que han hecho, que simplemente han pillado la imagen, pero todo el proceso que habían hecho se ha conservado y lo han podido reutilizar, ¿no?
Yeah, it's still here. It's just floating around. Okay. We can delete that. Yeah, we're using our new one. You can see the mask is in line with our image. I'm just trying to get the kind of grungy noise we wanted. So I'm just going to grab this dude. Again, I'm just not kind of happy with that. I feel like we need what I might do is I might pinch some of the nodes I have in here, because I think that it's this guy here we need. So I'm just going to actually copy. This is one of those instances where I haven't set up all the values to be altered on the fly. So I'm actually just going to paste those in. So we have this huge tree here now, which we can play with. So this is where Substance Designer does get a little bit like spaghetti, because you have all these graphs. So what I might...
Dice que el Substance Designer que tiende a ser un poco espagueti por lo que estamos viendo ahora, ¿no? De que puede pillar todas esas movidas y hacerlas de esa manera, colocarlas así.
I might chuck in a little guy in there. So this will be taking the painting and it will be applying all these noises to it. So if you check it out now, that's looking a little bit cooler if you ask me.
Yeah, it's cool already.
Yeah, I feel like we can nudge down some of those powers though. Yeah, nudge that down. Maybe turn this guy. Yeah, I think that's looking kind of cool, nice and painterly. We're going to delete the output. And we're actually just going to plug that directly in here. And that should blend together with the background.
Yeah, this is cool.
Yeah, so now we've got a nice little background. I think we should play with the lighting a bit as well. Maybe get some cool lighting in there too. So I'm going to go back to the engine. And before I move, I'm actually just going to create a new camera, because if I move the camera, we're going to have to... Actually, it doesn't matter too much. Okay.
Dice que va a mirar a ver otras cosas y lo que ha hecho ha sido crear otra cámara porque no quiere mover la cámara que ya tienen usando, ¿no? Para que no tenga la perspectiva que está usando ahora.
I want to lower the power of these clouds. At the moment I feel like they're a little bit kind of overpowering. So what I might do is just bring down the intensity just a smidge. So we're going to go to the roll it by here.
Va a bajar la intensidad de las nubes, parece ser.
I know you don't like all the crazy stuff taking up the screen. I just want to show you guys what I'm doing. So I'm just going to lower the density of the clouds. Actually, it's this value here. Nope. We're
Esta
halving it.
densidad,
Maybe
está
even
bajando la
0.25.
densidad.
And I actually might swap that out for a different.
Different cloud?
Yeah, maybe we'll go back to the kind of directional looking one.
Yeah, I do want to say anything, but I was a much bigger fan of the directional one.
I'm just gonna grab that guy real quick, if I can remember the name. Was it this guy? Yeah, that's the one we like. These are cool clouds. Yeah.
Feels a lot more dynamic.
Yeah, it kind of helps push it out a bit. That's cool. So why don't we try going back to our camera and hopefully it behaves. There you go. We'll just bring that FOV in. I kind of feel like maybe pushing it out a tiny bit gives you the kind of clouds in the context. So why don't we just bring this dude? Let's set that to local. I just kind of want to bring this guy around a bit. Yeah, that's looking cool. Let's push it in. Let's push it back in a bit. See, I'm kind of torn up because I really like seeing the kind of background. So I think we might just play with that angle a little bit.
Yeah.
So why don't I just go back to the default?
You want to pull the camera out a little bit, you reckon?
Yeah, I feel like you want to get the clouds in the background, you know. And you kind of want them to be rushing against the ship.
Yeah.
You know, so maybe if just moving them this way a bit will help. I think pulling them back actually, yeah.
What's the feedback we're getting on this painting? Like, are people liking it?
Yeah, people digging it so far? No?
Yeah.
Bueno, está preguntando básicamente si a la gente le gusta, que quieren tener algún tipo de feedback en eso y el Discordando se parte. Y...
No.
Okay.
It's fine.
It's
We're
fine.
Good. We're good.
That's not what I want to hear, Jared.
No,
I don't want to hear
okay.
it's fine. I want to hear it's
No,
good.
I'm letting you guys do your thing.
Okay, cool. As long as you're happy.
Yeah.
So I've just brought in a little point
Yeah.
light.
People who've
I'm just
watched
gonna-
this show long enough know that when we get into these art process streams, I like to just sit here and watch you guys do your thing.
As long as you're
I
happy.
tend to be a passenger on these ones.
Claro, dice que en este tipo de cosas que el Discord simplemente suele tener un pasajero y que la gente pues simplemente pues se sienta y mira lo que hace, ¿no? Que es lo que estamos haciendo nosotros.
Yeah, that's cool. I think it could be nice. I think it's quite relaxing to do and it's quite relaxing to watch, I think.
Dice que es
Tell you what, I'm just gonna
bastante
change this light
relajante
to a
de ver
projector.
y
So
tercer.
sorry, a planar light. So what that does is it creates, if it behaves, it's a little kind of projector light, and we can actually set the size of that. So I'm going to set that to like 100. So he's a really big swooping light, and we're just
mimicking like a sun here or something.
a mini sun.
A mini sun.
I just want to light the bottom of this ship a bit. I feel like maybe if we give it like a purple light, like it's bouncing off that cloud, I think that would look pretty dope.
We're getting a lot more of the details in on the ship now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's the focal point.
A veces como que han puesto ahí un mini sol y que pues que para cambiar las luces que se ven, ¿no? Y como que se vean más detalles de la nave.
Yeah, they were getting lost before, which is a shame because it's a really great looking ship.
I feel like maybe like that, yeah, like a nice, like kind of like it's bouncing off the clouds. Maybe just a smidgen like less intense though. So I would try maybe like 1. What do you reckon? Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, do you want to do a before and after?
Yeah, I can take it back into Substance real quick.
Yeah.
Oh,
You guys have about 15 minutes left, by the way.
Oh wow, that's gone really quickly. I hope you guys are having a good time watching this. I'm sorry about the technical difficulties. I feel really bad because we tested it before and it was perfect.
They got to see the real process, Corey. They got to see what your workday is really like.
Oh yeah. Okay, let's pull this guy in real quick.
Está diciendo que lleva como que se le está agotando el tiempo, ¿no? Y que bueno, que dice que por lo menos que hemos conseguido ver todo el proceso de creación de lo que están haciendo, ¿no?
All right. Apart from being a bit of a sandwich, I feel like that's looking a lot cooler. You know, if we look at the old one, yeah, we're definitely getting there. And that's the thing. This kind of stuff's really iterative.
Yeah, and see if you can get the first one as well, so you can show them the 3 iterations.
Oh, gee, I don't want to see the first one again.
We've really come a long way from the first iteration.
Yeah, you know when I was saying that not all art is good, and sometimes that's my fault as well. So I mean, we come a long way. I think that's looking. I mean, that just looks cartoon. That looks awful.
Yeah.
Let's pretend that didn't happen. Yeah, that's looking a lot more dramatic. Please remember me for this. If you do remember me.
It's a process, remember.
Yeah,
That's what you want to
exactly.
remember. It's a process.
Que lo recordemos por lo
I
que ha
feel
hecho.
like
Si lo
I'm kind of
recordamos
happy with
por
where
algo.
the scene is. Why don't we just focus on getting it to feel like a nice, cool painting?
Yeah.
So I think that's where a lot of the fun comes in. So the background, I think, is kind of cool. We can work on that. But yeah, I definitely feel like what we have for the ship at the moment. I'm just going to pinch that normal real quick again. Yeah, let's grab that. So if I was doing this more officially, I suppose, what I would probably be doing is saving over the same file so it updates automatically, which saves me dragging it in. But for now, because I'm using the screenshot tool in game, it creates a new file each time. So I just kind of want to, yeah, that'll do.
Le dice que si lo estuviera haciendo esto de forma oficial, que como que guardaría más partes del proceso, ¿no? Y haría otra cosa nueva y tal, para, os imagino, pues para las diferentes versiones que hacen como todo, ¿no? Que hacen diferentes versiones, diferentes historias. Ya lo vemos con los conceptos de la nave y demás.
Cool. So yeah, let's really push into why. I'm just going to delete this guy. Why we're not happy with this, and I think it's just because of the input we're using on the warp.
Yeah, we want the ship to look more like brush strokes.
Yeah, so I might just try and pilfer something from here, maybe. We need something softer, really. And the nice thing as well is once you have something, you can take stuff from elsewhere that you've built up. So I spent, we spent a while building up this guy, building up these kind of noises. We can actually take those and then iterate on those as well. But I think maybe what we really need to do is just kind of blend in a bit more kind of variation, soften it up a bit. So I'm going to blend in just some regular clouds, or some black and white spots as they're called in here.
No, está diciendo que lo que va a hacer ahora que es como mezclarlo también con algo que sea más suave.
Blur. So what this does is it blurs it, but it masks out where it's being blurred with another input. So I can put a map in and tell it not to blur. And if you throw in something fairly...
Lo que está diciendo es que está poniendo como una especie de máscara, lo que hemos visto con la nave, ¿no? Que pillaba lo que es el fondo, pero no la nave se quedaba sin tocar y solo el fondo se había afectado. Y va a hacer eso lo mismo con el ruido que está metiendo. Entonces habrá partes del ruido que estén sin tocar y otras partes que sí, entonces será menos agresivo, ¿no? Está simplemente mezclando y jugando con las herramientas que da el programa.
Oh yeah. This is kind of where it slows down.
Yeah.
It's just trying to push that. I just really want to push the painted look. I think again maybe we just need a better thing to use. So I'm gonna try this guy. Yeah, there's a lot of experimentation. That's kind of looking a bit more to my fancy. And then again, we can always take this and we can process this further. So what we could do is we could nudge down our blur, we can nudge down our warp a bit, and then once that's blended in, we could take this guy and we could push that. Maybe with I'm going to use a vector morph. Oh, that's the grayscale vector morph. I'm going to grab a vector morph. So what this does is it allows us to input a 3-channel, kind of like a normal map or a vector map, and move things around using that. So why don't I just take some noise, and just like you saw me do with the viewport, we're kind of creating normals out of that. So I can really push this up, chug that in there, and what that's going to do is that's going to push stuff around based on the direction. And that just kind of, I find that just expands everything out, kind of gives it that sort of brushstroke look. We're trying to go for that. I mean, I think for me we've got a little bit of weirdness going on at the top.
Yeah.
That's pretty easy to fix. We can go back to our original warp here.
And at this stage, you can start exporting these and actually previewing what it's going to look like in the scene.
Yeah, we should probably do that actually.
Yeah, obviously we have the 890 level. We can preview it on the wall amongst the other arts and just make sure it's sitting nicely with other things.
Yeah, why don't we plug that in? So I'm just going to export this out actually and pop it in there. Yeah.
Yeah, we might find that like purple is maybe too strong of a color once it's sat against sort of everything else in the scene.
I think we've got another purple painting in there.
Yeah, we might get away with purple.
We may do. So actually, I'm just going to need to bring in a... Oh, yeah. Sorry, Jared, it keeps popping up on that window. Pop it in there. Yeah.
Yeah, we might find that like purple is maybe too strong of a color once it's sat against sort of everything else in the scene.
I think we've got another purple painting in there.
Yeah, we might get away with purple.
We may do. So actually, I'm just going to need to bring in a... Oh, yeah. Sorry, Jared, it keeps popping up on that window.
I just like to see the visuals. The only real reason I'm asking you to drag it off is so we can see the visuals.
Yeah,
there's nothing pretty about folder structures.
No, definitely not. Okay, I'm just going to bring in the painting real quick. We're going to be really meta. I'm just going to bring the painting into
no sé si se me escuchó, pero lo que...
Inception. It's going to be a bit Inception, yeah. So, Just going to grab painting. Let's just grab a canvas, a 16 by 9 canvas, which is what we're using today. That's our medium, if you guys want to follow along at home. Throw that on there. So here's our canvas. You can see it's got, by default, that other painting on there, but we're just going to throw a new painting on there. Yeah.
Yeah, we've got our 890 right there.
Yeah.
Te han pillado y han lanzado la pintura, que se ha visto, ¿no? No hay nada más.
Yeah, so we got a painting of the 890 next to the 890, which I think is kind of cool.
Oh, should we screenshot it again and put that in the painting? See how many times we can get away with it?
Yeah. So there's the painting in game. Again, I feel like if I had a bit more time, maybe we could push it a bit further. Unfortunately,
Si tuviera más tiempo, que lo podría hacer mejor, ¿no? Que si tuviera más tiempo, pero bueno, que así lo que estamos viendo que era la pintura ya en el juego.
Game of segments in the past know that most art isn't created in an hour.
I think you're kind of putting a harsh deadline on yourself by doing that, but it's fun. It's a challenge. It's kind of like have you ever watched game? I mean, I imagine the guys in the stream have watched game jams before, and they probably know how those go. You know, you start out with something, and
they give themselves a week to make a game, which is unheard of anywhere else other than a game jam. But...
I mean, I've done a 48-hour game jam before, and it is oh boy, it's a challenge.
Yeah.
And you end up doing all-nighters. It's great fun. So I'm just going to take our little mask. I'm just going to throw in a version that has some motion blur on it. See if that kind of... Okay, maybe we're not going to use the mask. Maybe we're going to blur the mask. And then we're going to grab our blur. That's not our blur. Where's our blur? We're going to grab our blur.
Comentando simplemente que eso es un poco como un reto, ¿no? Y que también que para los jugadores que supone también un reto el hacer un quantum travel y demás, parándolo un poco con eso. Que solo ha hecho uno y que le parece, pues eso. Es más que cuando realizas un salto que le parece un reto y ya está. Y que el hacer esto en una hora, que lo siente también como un reto, el proceso de hacerlo así tan rápido, ¿no?
And we could use that as a vector morph for some noise. That might be kind of cool. So if I grab some cells, and if I grab a warp, a vector warp, what I think we might be able to do is take this guy and push those.
Now we're looking like abstract art.
Yeah, this is really abstract.
Yeah, we should just roll with this.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. Stealth mode. I think if we do this, blend it in by the same, maybe by the mask again. Yeah. Oh. There we go, and we're just going to throw that in on top. Ah, yes, we're actually going to need to change that into a color. And then throw that on there. Oh boy. I just want to kind of get a bit more variation in there. That's kind of gross. Let's munge that around a bit more.
Al final de este directo, del directo que están haciendo, haremos el sorteo del viernes, que es el último viernes de este mes, y hoy toca sorteo.
Do you guys not appreciate that?
The end result will be better. You know, we can do a little. We can go back and show some earlier stages at the end.
Yeah.
La parte de adentro no la van a enseñar si ahora, no olvídate.
Into the nitty-gritty.
Yeah, I mean, I just want it to feel a little bit more cohesive. You know, at the moment it's kind of feels a bit like it's exploding. The borders, I kind of want to sharpen them up. I'm just trying to figure out a good way of sharpening them out. Actually, I think I might have an idea. What if we blend back to the original?
He's like a mad scientist with these nodes.
Yeah, what if it feels a bit. You end up with like some crazy spaghetti going on. Yeah, but it's really fun. Okay.
There we go.
Yeah, but then if we reduce that a little bit, I was thinking, no, we flip these around, and that tightens up the background.
Yeah, that's a happy accident.
Yeah. Okay, but then the background's kind of smushed again. We need to. Tell you what. I'm sorry, I'm having a bit of fun here now.
I think he's having too much fun, actually. I think we need to tame him down a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, that's kind of looking better. It doesn't feel like a painting as much anymore. I reckon maybe we just need to work on pushing out some of these forms a bit. Let's just shall we? We'll see what we end up with. We might end up with something cool. What do you think, John?
Man, I'm so letting you take the reins on this one. You lost me after the first 5 nodes. At this point, I'm very much out of my depth.
I don't know how many nodes we're in. We're in a few nodes.
We're getting
It's
messy at
fine.
this point.
Yeah, the problem with Substance is you end up in this kind of crazy.
You start forgetting what node does what and stuff.
Yeah, if you're not careful and you don't manage it properly, you end up with this kind of balmy.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest and say that my graphs are usually a quarter of the size of these graphs.
And there's an art to that as well. There's an art to being. Kind of, you're just kind of tinkering until you kind of you get something you're like, oh, that's really weird. Let's not do that. That's kind of cool. We'll lower that.
One of the hardest things to predict, not just for props, but for anything, is how long art is going to take.
Oh yeah.
How long does it take to any creative endeavor? Like sometimes you're awarded with inspiration and everything fires the way that you want it to, and you arrive exactly where you're trying to get to in an hour and 2 hours and 5 hours and 5 days, whatever. And other times you struggle to find the thing that you want.
They're not all winners.
You can spend days, weeks, sometimes if it's something the scale of a ship, months, trying to find the look and feel that you're looking for. So it's hard. One of the things that gets asked quite often is how long does it take to concept a ship, and it's like it depends. It depends on.
Un poquito de que, claro, de que a la hora de realizar arte, que no puedes nunca saber exactamente el tiempo que te va a llevar, porque, bueno, te puede llegar la inspiración, o puede que sea recompensada con la inspiración o puede que no. Entonces, que no es un proceso fácil de cuantificar en el tiempo, ¿no? Entonces, dice que, pues, que imaginemos, por ejemplo, una nave, ¿no? Que pasa con las naves y que pues que al ser arte pues pasa eso, que puede haber retrasos, no se sabe cuánto es el tiempo que va a tardar, ¿no?
Not only the size and scale of the ship, but it's the way it works within that artist's mind and how long it takes that particular artist to strike upon a consensus of what they like and what Chris likes and stuff like that. So,
especially if you want it to be good.
Claro, está hablando de que una vez tiene la nave, el artista, ¿no? Una vez tiene la nave, pues el hecho de si el resultado que hay acierta con lo que el artista quiere y además acierta con lo que Chris Roberts puede querer también. O sea que son esas dos partes las que hay que tener en cuenta.
Good as well. I mean, you can make bad art quite quickly, but when you're trying to make good art, it takes constant iteration.
Yeah. Well, good and bad is subjective, of course.
Yeah. Although I feel like we can all agree the first screenshot we took into Substance Designer today.
It's shameful.
Yeah, we can all agree that was. I think we could all agree that was bad art.
That was. Oh god. Yeah. Oh jeez.
Don't worry. It's not like there's video evidence of that.
Oh no. I'm gonna never look that. I'm just gonna.
No. Keep that and put the 890 jump in front of that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, actually. Yeah, I was just trying to pilfer something.
We got 4 minutes at this point.
Oh boy.
Quedan 4 minutos.
Oh, where's the warp? I forgot to bring the warp.
Y que lo quería borrar eso, pero que lo ponga. Dice Lando que lo ponga igual.
More directional warp. Let's go. Let's do this. Oh, that's the wrong one. Directional warp, baby. I feel like.
Y la nave han comentado que están trabajando todavía.
No. Other than
El 890 están trabajando todavía.
Yeah, we have no plans. This is
our life. I'll tell you what,
the stream ends, but we'll still be here working on this painting.
I needed all this stuff. Oh, this is the problem with spaghetti graphs. Spaghetti graphs everywhere.
Bienvenido al canal Berregón01. Gracias por el follow. Que todavía están trabajando en el 890 porque estamos viendo en los noticiarios cómo nos están enseñando, pues eso, todos los pros que van haciendo y tal. Y si estuviera ya terminada, pues si ahora estaría volable. Y no lo está todavía.
Man. Okay, let's try this one more time. I believe. All right, I'm chucking it in. There's nothing you can do to stop me. Come on, baby. Give me something good. Oh, no, that's just awful, isn't it?
Now it looks like one of those magic eye paintings from the 90s.
Yeah, that'll do.
It's a schooner.
What have I done? Okay. Let's try this again.
He's pushed it too far.
I pushed it too far, guys. I think we've done goofed on this one. Oh, that's the wrong
Ooh.
way around. Okay, let's do this.
Do you want to take the blur off the mask, maybe?
Yeah, that's probably wise. Oh man, I just want to like
I like that just a little bit.
just a smidgen.
Yeah.
It needs work. It needs more color variation. I feel like as
Dice
well.
que necesita trabajo, que necesita más variación de
You're only
color.
harsh as critic,
I
Corey.
know, right? Oh, real quick, we've got 2 minutes. What if we change the color of the light to like a different color?
Well, as we've demonstrated,
Llega a poner un color
it's
diferente,
non-destructive,
lo va a
so
hacer súper rápido.
in theory it should be quite easy to kick out a new screenshot and
Jeez, I don't know. Maybe a brown.
put it through the graph.
Let's try it.
We are effectively demonstrating process. We are demonstrating the process of going down the rabbit hole.
Yeah. I'm sorry if I lost you there. Oh, the angle's changed as well.
Fortunately for Corey, he doesn't usually have me sat over his shoulder like this.
Yeah, I mean, that's. I mean, it's.
Yeah,
It's
no,
a
when you're
fun
sitting
thing.
alone at your desk and you don't have a co-pilot and you don't have 1,000 people watching live,
Yeah.
the
Get
workflow is
sucked
a
in.
bit different. It's one of those
Yeah.
things. It's observation changes the experiment.
But then we wouldn't have got that 20 degrees FOV suggestion. So
Yeah, you're right. That's
Yeah.
20 degrees.
Yeah, really, Luan's the only one who's been excelling today.
yeah.
Luan, you've done us all proud.
Bueno, dice que básicamente que no es lo mismo estar haciéndolo que él solo, ¿no? Que al estar viéndolo 1000 personas y con un compañero que el trabajo se hace distinto.
Sorry we failed you. You're the real MVP today.
Dice que siente haber defraudado a
don't think
Piscolando
it's really gonna make a
con el
difference
trabajo que
in
no
the
es el
short time
resultado
we have.
esperado.
But we're gonna do it anyway. We're gonna do it.
Is it going to be that last stroke of the
It's not.
paintbrush that
It's
makes
not.
the
It's
painting?
really not. I literally just changed the color of the light. And it's not even that. Okay, here we go. Still too grungy.
Yeah, we're getting fiddly at this point.
Yeah, we're getting really noodly. Too much noodling. It's this guy here that's the problem. Yeah, let's bring that down. We've kind of eaten the front of the ship as well.
Yeah, that's cool though. Context. He's been in a space battle.
Yeah, you're right. That's okay, buddy. I really appreciate that. I needed it.
Le han dado un
Okay.
abrazo y gracias, colega.
Well, that's where we are.
Aprecio el abrazo.
What do you guys reckon? Let's get this in game. I promise I'll do a better job. Here we go.
Ignore the errors.
Ignore the
This
errors.
is art.
Yeah, we're not here for errors. All right, here we go. What have we got? He's not too bad.
Yeah. I'd put it on my wall.
I don't think I would. There you go. He's not too bad.
I don't think I
Dice el colega que lo
Okay, the
pondría
other one was better,
en
in fact. We've gone
su...
backwards, guys.
No,
Que
we
lo,
haven't.
que lo pondría en su pared y el de la gorra dice que no lo pondría ni de coña.
Very quickly, just throw like some painting-y effect on it, and just hope that makes it slightly better. We'll see what.
Yeah, this is like the Walking Dead version of the 890 jump.
Oh, geez,
It's got like
it
a
feels a
zombie
bit.
fun- it's got like
Es
a
la
zombie-
versión de Walking Dead
And it
de
feels
la
exposed
890,
because of
dice
the
Lando.
Okay.
Should we go in look depth mode maybe?
Yeah, we could go and look different.
There
All
you
right,
go.
yeah. Throw it in there. How about this?
Yeah, there
I
we
mean,
go.
I just stole the brush strokes from the other painting, but it needs work. The ship itself is beautiful.
Yeah, honestly, that's
Yeah,
not,
we-
that's not so bad.
We can't fault the ship.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
all Corey.
It's all my fault. I'm sorry, guys. I've let you down.
Actually, no, I think you pulled it out at the end there once you added the texture.
Oh yeah, I mean after that horrible beginning. That's not so bad. It needs work. I'll give it more love. I'm gonna spend the next 2 hours working on it.
Yeah. He's going to be beating
like,
himself up, I can
yeah,
tell.
yeah, you're supposed to be home for dinner. I had to fix it.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Corey, John, for taking your time here at the end of another busy week to take us through your process creating the artwork for the 890 jump. As was stated before, the 890 jump is scheduled to come out in a 3.6x patch. Whether that's 3.6.1, 3.6.2, whatnot, hasn't been decided yet. So keep an eye out for official communications on when that, but 890 Jump is making its way towards release as we speak. Corey, John, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for having us.
All right,
It's been
we'll
a
see everybody
pleasure.
next week. Take care.
See ya.
Bye.
Bueno, pues se han dicho que la 890 están trabajando en ella y que para su salida. Y bueno, lo típico, gracias a todo el mundo por vernos y tal y todo eso. Bueno, pues eso ha sido todo por el Star Citizen Live. Y vamos con el sorteo. Pues a ver a quién le toca, ¿no? Darme un segundito que miro aquí. Vamos a ver. Pim pam, pim pam. Rápidamente. A ver, a ver. Estoy accediendo. Y aquí está el giveaway. Ok, pues le voy a dar al asunto. A ver. Vamos a ver. Bueno, pues aquí están los participantes y los tickets gastados. Así que le voy a dar aquí a... lo que voy a sortear va a ser una electro skin. ¿Vale? Una electro skin que ahora os enseño lo que es. Vale, voy a darle a Close Giveaway. Seleccionar un ganador. Y el ganador es señor Chinarro. Señor Chinarro, ha ganado usted una electro skin. Tienes que wispearme por privado en Twitch para confirmar que eres tú y te llevas el premio. Bueno, la electro skin os la voy a enseñar un momentito. Os la enseño ya así rápidamente. Digo aquí en... Bueno, voy aquí a Play Store. A ver si sale porque... Vamos a ver. Vale, está aquí en extras, all products. No. Add-ons. Sí. Vale. Explora tiene skin. Tal, 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 tal. Squadron. Anda por aquí por algún sitio. ¿Y si lo busco en vez de hacer el gañancio? Aquí, este Electro Skin Hull. Bueno, pues esta skin lo que hace precisamente es la mejor Electro Skin para los existentes propietarios de naves de RSI. Puede cambiar la apariencia del casco en un toque. Incluye una Special Skin y tal y cual, ¿no? Bueno, pues básicamente lo que permite es cambiar la skin, se supone, a golpe de botón de la nave. Entonces vamos a ver cómo funciona eso in-game, pero tiene buena pinta. Y nada, chicos, ni comprándola. Pues si harán, en otra ocasión será, tío. Sigue intentándolo. Yo intento hacerlo lo más justo que puedo para todos, ¿ok? Muchas gracias por asistir al streaming, por verme, por el apoyo que me dais, que sois la hostia. Y cuando empiece el mes que viene, cuando empiece, pues volveremos a poner la giveaway y sortearemos otra cosita. Así que nada, chicos, un saludo.